Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. This is Renegades React. We are the Renegades, and we are going to be watching Top 11 Funniest Shyamalan Moments. M. Night Shyamalan, for anyone that's wondering.
Oh, gosh.
The, well known for his twists.
What a twist!
Some better than others. And so I think these are going to be funniest. I think they were meant to be serious, but ended up just being ridiculous.
Yeah, it happens. I mean,
hope they're like cringy.
Oh gosh, I have no. Well, since you're an actress, I mean, you'll probably see some of this and go, "Oh, that director, is so bad."
Well, I mean, like I've had moments too as well, like as an actor, because sometimes you can be the most talented at what you do, but if you're given bad direction on how to take a scene,
yeah.
Because I've had different things. I've had like things where I would act out a scene, look to the director, he would give me no notes. So I have no idea if I'm doing it the way he wanted me to, if I'm pronouncing words the way he wants me to, if I'm putting breaks.
Yeah.
I'm doing it the way that I've interpreted reading the script by myself and reacting off of the other actor.
Well, Doug Walker said this. That he said actors put a lot of faith in their directors so that they can at least put forward a good performance. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but that their performance will show the effort. Because M. Night Shyamalan took Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg has become a pretty damn good actor.
Yes.
He made him into an unfocused twit in The Happening.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard, also a tremendously talented actress.
Yes.
Lady in the Water.
Yes.
Paul Giamatti, Lady in the Water.
Yes.
Mel Gibson, Signs. Joaquin Phoenix, Signs. I mean, don't get me wrong. Signs, I think, is still a great movie, but Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson were buggy as hell during that film.
What I think the thing is M. Night, what he tends to do with his characters is he makes them extremely subdued, delivering them awkwardly because he's trying to turn a big budget movie into an indie flick with like the moments in between them of like you know the awkwardness.
Yeah,
of,
I can see it sometimes.
or even like kind of like the comedic awkwardness. Like I'm thinking of think of like a Napoleon Dynamite where there's a scene of them just sitting and eating awkwardly. It's like he's trying to take these big budget ideas and translate that kind of fresh indie appeal and shove these actors that are naturally good at what they do and shove them into that mold.
Yeah.
And that's where I think it
and then Napoleon gets a random slap of a steak to the face while riding his bike.
And I've been criticized with different projects that I've done because they say, why did you do this scene this way? You can do so much better than this. And I said, because of where the director was taking it, the director's vision, what he or she asked me to do.
Sure.
Because I delivered it a certain way that was more realistic. And then they said, I want you to do this. And then a lot of the time, too, you have actors as well as the people, like the editors, and sometimes you have, or like directors, I would say, directors versus editors, and they choose the scenes that you do, not based on acting performance, but they choose it sometimes based on like the scene and like the camera work and the visuals as opposed to how you read it.
Yeah.
And that can be frustrating too, going, I know that I did a better take than this and they didn't use that one. That can be frustrating.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It is kind of weird. I guess it's almost like it's kind of like your waiter cook analogy. Like the actor's always at the forefront. That's what everyone sees and remembers. But they're really not responsible for what's actually going on in the kitchen. So it's like, but they're the one that gets the bad tip.
They can bring the awesome stuff to the table if they're given an awesome product.
Right.
You can put someone that's a talented actor and give them a crappy script. And then you will have a mediocre performance.
Oh, gosh. De Niro's been suffering from that a lot here recently. The best movie I've seen him in recently was Silver Linings Playbook. He was tremendous in that.
I haven't seen that one. I'm kind of staying away
from it.
It's on
Netflix.
I know a lot of people recommend it. It's on my list technically, but I've been staying away from it just because I know so many people that are disappointed with it.
Well, I liked it. I liked how it was. I liked the representation it had about mental illness and also depression. I liked how it handled it and how also a lot of people said Jennifer Lawrence overplayed the part. I thought this is one of the times she actually held back with some of her she did that really bad in American Hustle. I saw American Hustle and I was just like, oh no, she's overplaying it. But she didn't do that with this.
I feel like she gets a little too, I'm trying to think of the word. People are so excited about her. She has an awesome personality.
Yes.
But as far as her acting chops.
Well, whenever she takes the role seriously, like when she did Winter's Bone, that was really good.
Okay.
I thought she did really good with that. How she approached the character, the also the inspirations for her as to what would make her willingly go through hell for her family.
I liked her in what is it, like House at the End of the Street?
Yeah, House at the End of the Street. She was good in that.
She was really good in House at the End of the Street. Even though that's not even necessarily a movie that you go to see the acting, you go to see the plot because it's more of like a thriller.
Yeah, it's
but
more
still,
substance
she was
than
believable to a point where I remember the story. And I don't go, ooh, Jennifer Lawrence was awful in that. I had to sit and think for a minute that she was indeed in that because she blended in with the character so well.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I saw About Schmidt, and I thought Jack Nicholson and Kathy Bates were tremendous. And the movie itself, to me, was just a little bit of a disappointment because I was just like, it's dragging in a lot of areas. But that's me. I mean, people see different films and have different feelings about them. I mean, I rank Princess Mononoke as my best animated film ever.
Talked about that earlier.
Exactly, and it's not 100% her favorite. And that's not saying anything that we hate each other or that we're gonna like murder each other. It's us taking, it's us accepting other opinions because these are opinions that honestly hold no true merit to how the world is. These are our personal opinions based upon art, based upon artistic expressions from different artists, and how we take those is completely different sometimes. I mean, and Shyamalan's one who is early on had so much promise. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
I think technically he still does. I think people kind of lost respect
after
Airbender.
Well,
Airbender's
where a lot of people were just
going downhill, but then Airbender was like, oh.
I thought he was kind of a weird pick for that movie.
I did too.
I agree.
Well,
his style is so it's so just.
Yeah, honestly, I would have seen. I would love to have seen Rupert Graves because it was right after he did Planet of the Apes, and he wasn't going to come back for the sequel. Or no, it was right before. It was right before, and they didn't have a director. I think they should have. I think if Rupert Graves would have done it, I think it would have been really good because Graves is really good about directing kids, and he's also really good about directing. He's also good about special effects direction because. When I saw The Last Airbender, and you're supposed to believe that these people can move, like remember the Earthbenders when they started doing that little march thing, like da 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 da, and one little rock just comes puttering through, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like these 5 guys. Oh, sorry, maybe it was 5 or 6, but they like did this epic choreographed move, and here comes a rock just puttering through like a Jetsons carrier, like, and it just flies in, and nothing. I was just, ugh. You could just tear the ground apart and just make them this dominating presence. Instead, look at that. It's a little flying saucer. Oh, God.
Have you guys reacted to everything wrong with The Last Airbender? Did they have one?
They do, and I'm afraid to react to it.
I would say it would be interesting to see.
I think we should do that next.
It would be interesting to see him confined. If he was put in a box, because I do think that his style would lend itself to like maybe something inspired by like the old Weird Tales, because Lovecraft loved like that little twist at the end of a lot of his stories.
Yeah,
but maybe put him in that box so he can't.
The Visit, actually, his most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
I just watched
Return to Form
the only thing I watched was Everything Wrong with the Visit.
He simplified a lot of things with his storytelling, and there is a twist, but it is a good twist. You see, there's ridiculous twists like what you had in The Village and all that. I actually
enjoyed that twist.
Well, what the modern, sorry for those people who haven't seen it. Yeah, they're actually not in olden times. They're actually in actually in the modern era.
I really enjoyed. The Village.
I found it.
It's one of my mom's favorite movies. It's one of her favorites.
I just found it a little too I don't. Well, it's a movie. I mean, it's just, to me, it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah. Well, people went in expecting kind of like a horror thing, and then it ended up being people running away and being cowardly. But I just thought it was interesting. Something that I feel like again, I feel like he always gives actors very subdued roles, because I think he wants you to sit and take in everything that they're saying and not just take in like the attitude of it. Because if you think about it, every twist that he gives ever, forever, all the time, always, is delivered in the random conversations that people have that are painfully obvious that you're supposed to pay attention to the conversation.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why he subdues the actors' everything.
Oh.
If you've ever noticed, they sit there. They sit there like for example, in The Village, he plays the role of that park ranger, right? And he's just sitting there and awkwardly talks. Do not engage in conversations. Did you know there was this weird thing where it was outed that planes have been paid to not fly over the park? And, you know, he goes on and on about that. And then you see a little bit in, like, the newspaper of what's going on. Do not engage in conversation. Even himself delivering lines was, like, painfully awkward. Delivered in a very just kind of monotone way. I think that's why. I think that's his style. Kind of like a Wes Anderson type thing.
Almost.
You know what I mean? Well, how Wes Anderson, you expect a very specific type of world. You expect all dialogue to kind of be rushed.
Also,
you expect
long
to be
takes.
kind of pushed. Yes, and you expect to be kind of pushed into this plot and everything is speedy. You come into a Wes Anderson film expecting that. I come into all M. Night films expecting the awkwardness of everything.
I get that. I see that.
They all have a very specific feel, and we might even see it in this.
Okay.
But we haven't even watched it yet.
No, we haven't.
Hey,
So
who wants to be Caleb? Who wants to be Caleb?
Video starts at 12 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And then it's 14 minutes long.
I'm
Yeah.
actually
Joy.
Caleb in disguise. That's why I'm wearing the Punisher shirt.
Oh,
Oh, no.
twist.
Why
What's
does
a twist?
everybody keep on hiring me? All of my work is shit.
Aw.
Shots fired.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. And we're still in Shyamalan month. You know, when you think about it, this guy has brought so much joy into our lives. Most of the time. So I figure it's good to do a video celebrating his most hilarious moments. Whether they were intentional or not.
Yes.
M. Night Shyamalan has created a style so convinced of its amazingness that it proudly welcomes no changes whatsoever. Thus, we
the
keep
elevator
getting the
movie, what's
same
that called?
mistakes over
that
and
was,
over, allowing them to
that
grow
one was
into
pretty
something
good.
so
Yeah.
strange and unrecognizable, it becomes a laugh riot. So, the best thing we can do is go over the funniest ones and praise them for bringing us so much enjoyment.
I would say that's true. It's
And we're
very
gonna look at the
pretentious
top
style.
11 of them here
Yeah.
today.
It's very
Why top
pretentious.
11? Because I like to go one step beyond. So, sit back and enjoy the top 11 funniest M. Night Shyamalan moments.
It's also like Talsim from when he did The Cell, you know, Jennifer Lopez. All the creepy stuff going on. It's like, ask me what it means. Ask me what it means. I'm
The
artistic.
ending to the visit. Okay, if I want to be totally fair, I should also acknowledge the moments that were intentionally funny. Whether you like it or not, most people agree that it's definitely one of his better ones and that the best moment is in the end. The whole climax of this film feels like a punchline to a perfectly written joke we didn't even know was being told to us. Even if you do figure out what's going on, that just makes the build-up all the more hilarious. Like you peek behind the curtain early, but what you saw was so funny you can't wait to see the rest of the audience experience it. It's one of the few times that a perfect balance of fear and comedy are projected on the screen, and both are enjoyably effective. I can't say too much more without giving it away, so let's just say you should rent it and see for yourself. Those who've seen it will probably agree it's shit your pants funny. See what I did there, those who saw it? Shh! Number 10. Cypher Rage. I'm sorry, I still can't say it. Cut to the clip of the puppet. Cypher Rage! It's hard to say whether this was Shyamalan's fault or not, as Will Smith took over a lot of the writing for this film, but nevertheless, the name of Smith's character in this cinematic bomb after Earth has
Yes,
got to
that
be
was-
one of the silliest things ever. How could anybody say that name and continue a sentence with any seriousness? If you're a Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan like me, you immediately start quoting this.
Bridge, large meat,
Yes!
Vander huge.
There's plenty wrong with this
McLarge,
movie,
huge.
but by far
Gristle
there is
McThornbody.
nothing funnier than just the mere mentioning of the stupidest name ever put in his films. Oh, can we hear you say it again?
Denied!
Well, I'm gonna laugh anyway.
Cypher Rage. I'll say it. I ain't scared of Will Smith.
The twist to the village.
No, I
Hold
like
on.
the twist.
Spoilers.
The fact that everybody could guess this twist is what makes it so funny. The setting appears to be in the 19th century in a village that's out in the middle of nowhere where everybody says you can't leave because monsters will get you. Just from that, take a guess
Michael Pitt.
what the twist is. You're right. Your first immediate thought is right. It's modern day. People without even seeing the film got it already. So the ones who were foolish enough to sit through this bore fest were whispering to themselves, no, it can't be just that. There has to be something else. Thus, when the twist finally hits, it's not the film itself that gets the laugh, it's the reaction of whoever you're watching it with. Just try not to crack up when you see your friends go, what the crap? Are you freaking kidding me? Just stupid, stupid! It's the
That's
twist
kinda
we
the
could
reaction
so
my
see
dad had.
coming that we're actually pissed off that we got it ahead of time. Most of the time, we're usually proud if we can call it, but with this one,
Oh,
without
yeah.
even
Adrian
seeing
Brody
the
is
movie
the-
and we can catch on, that's just
Yeah.
friggin' ridiculous. Nevertheless,
What a
the
misuse of
reaction it
Adrian
gets
Brody.
from anyone who sees it will have you rolling on the floor every time.
Oh, well.
Number 8.
The laugh track is getting on my nerves here.
This dumbass scene. Yeah, bet you didn't
Yeah.
know these bending masters have all these abilities reduced down to the equivalent of tapping someone on the shoulder and appearing behind the other shoulder. This is supposed to be a giant epic battle, and we get this thrown in? How can you not laugh at something so dumb? No, that's it.
I hated how they pronounced his name Ong.
Ang.
no, Ong.
Ang. Like anger.
Kids from Signs.
Yeah, they
It's
were
no
funny.
big shock that
They
people
were-
don't
yeah,
talk
they were
right
cute.
in a Shyamalan film.
Well,
but
Rory
the extent
Culkin
to
and
which
Abigail
these
Breslin,
kids
yeah.
talk
Yeah.
is totally friggin' out there. We're used to the goofily, overdramatic tone from his films, but these kids almost never act
Have a
like real
monster in my room.
kids.
Everything people have written about in science books is going to change. What's wrong, boy? Dogs are barking. Woke us up. Stop intervening.
I always thought the
It's
kids
almost
were
like the
affected
children
by
were
it because
directed to talk like adults,
they
and the adults
they
were
were
directed
they
to
almost
talk
seemed like
children.
hypnotic, and they picked up on like the little girls leaving water everywhere.
Yeah, but that's
Who
almost like how
says things
everybody
like
delivers
this?
like everything.
You can't
They all
totally
kind of
blame
seem
the kids,
hypnotized.
though, as
always.
most actors have
Yeah.
Overdramatic
a
is
lot
kind of what
trust
it
in their
is.
directors,
Like what I
and
said, the
Shyamalan has
monotone.
let
It's like
pretty good
everybody
actors
becomes
have said
Keanu Reeves.
before.
Yeah.
Just imagine the
That's
last
basically all
time
M.
you
Night
heard a
films.
little kid
Almost.
speak like this.
Well,
You
actually,
need to
Keanu's
record
actually
this
starting to
so you can
emote
show
more
your
and more.
children this tape
He's
and
becoming
say
more
you were
human.
there.
Like he's
He's going backwards.
Children, Bo.
yeah, he's,
And you'll realize
he's
how
pulling back his
hilarious this all
reptilian
is.
skin and
Let's
becoming
face it,
human.
Haley Joel Osment, they ain't.
No.
dead people.
I see dumb writing.
Ouch.
Number 6. Hot dogs. I know, I just went
Yeah.
into this with the Happening review, but I'm sorry, it deserves to be repeated. This is one of the
Zooey
silliest
Deschanel.
out-of-nowhere lines in a movie. Everybody's on the run, people have to travel fast, and suddenly, this incredibly important line is dropped.
You know, hot dogs get a bad rap. Got a cool shape. They got protein. You like hot dogs, right?
Are you just setting up that he's quirky? Like you tried to do with all your characters? Well, here's your quirk, Shyamalan. You can't write quirky! And thank God, because if he could, we wouldn't have something as laughably ridiculous as this scene.
You like hot dogs, don't you?
Oh, and you
No.
wanna know what the punchline to this whole thing
She's
is?
vegan.
Get the mustard?
Get it? Because he likes hot dogs! Did we make that clear? That he likes hot dogs? We can play it again!
No.
What else can you say but hot dog?
Get the mustard?
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Super weird.
It's the Mickey
Number
Mouse Clubhouse.
Come inside, let's go.
Jelly
inside.
side down.
Oh
That's right,
God.
we're
The
going
de-
from
the
one
devil.
food to
Yeah.
another.
That's what the movie
There's
is.
no excuse for this
Jeffrey
foolproof
Arend.
method of determining if the devil himself is near.
Yeah, there is.
Toast.
Pull out a cross if
jelly
it bursts
side
into
down.
flames.
That's
No.
right. If toast lands jelly side down, the Lord of all evil is upon you. I know the phrase
Wait, that's
"how
a
can you
metric
make
for
this shit
devil
up"
proximity?
is a common phrase,
According
but
to, I think it's
really, how can you make this shit up?
in some
It's a
forms of
skill to make up something so
Catholicism, I believe.
stupid.
I
Why
think, I'm
toast?
not sure.
Why just one time? You couldn't even throw it up to test it a few times? You just threw it up one time and bam, the devil is near? What the hell am I even
This is a
talking
perfect
about?
waste
It's
of
goddamn
toast.
toast!
Yep.
It connects so little
love
to
toast.
the world of logic that we live in that you get a case of the giggles every time you watch it. So, if you feel the
I think if
presence
they
of
would've left
Beelzebub
that
in your
out, if
house,
they would've left
don't
that
get the
ambiguous-
crucifix, don't get the holy water, don't even get the Holy Bible. All you need
Toast.
is toast.
Jelly side down.
Really want some toast now.
Number 4.
Good. I didn't have dinner.
IHOP.
earthbending in the last
Oh, yes!
It's no question
My
that this
God.
movie is the biggest letdown of Shyamalan's films because it took one of the greatest anime shows of all time and reduced it down to...
Are you the Avatar, Ong?
that.
Ong.
In doing so, it gave us a scene so disappointing and so underwhelming that you can't help but crack up at its lameness. Alright, so a bunch of people that can bend Earth are placed into prison surrounded by Earth. As if that wasn't funny enough, when they finally do retaliate after Ong reminds them of the phenomenal gift they have, what do 6 of them gathered together end up doing? Even if you don't know that the earthbending on the show has done so much more, the mere buildup of these guys marching towards them just to fling a pebble at them is phenomenal. Look at that. It won't crush
That's a little
Wile
sad.
E. Coyote, it's so measly. I'd say Boulder Dash if I actually got to see a Boulder Dash. Lame!
Move on.
Number
Movie
3.
put me in so much pain.
The dumbest aliens ever. Everybody in
freak me
science
out.
is supposed to be terrified
Well-
of these creatures from another world. But when you really analyze why, you find there's very little threat to them. Not only do they pointlessly graffiti our cornfield, not only do they set all their attention on this one farm that poses no threat, not only do we find out their weakness is water, which covers the majority of our planet, not only did they bring no weapons to fight our race at all, but
They
the
left
one
the
thing these
injured.
aliens are
Figuring that
only
out.
thwarted by is
That
Not only
wasn't
that,
right.
but how do we know
Yep,
the
whether it
aliens
be a
weren't
wooden
desperate?
door,
I mean, honestly,
a wooden
that's
board,
another thing.
pretty much
How come
anything from a
how come,
chopped up tree will stop
how
them
can
in
they-
their tracks.
they
If I
brought
told
no
you there was
weapons
an
because
evil force
they
that wanted
had
to kill
really
you
no
and its
weapons.
only
Yeah.
weakness
And
was
they also
water
left
and
all their
wood,
injured.
you'd
Yeah.
be
They
as
They went away
intimidated
and
as...
they left their injured, and
well,
he was injured.
earthbenders
so if he had
imprisoned
no
by
weapons
Earth.
because he was left behind.
This is no doubt
Yeah.
the most pathetic invasion that has ever taken place. I'd be
No.
more afraid of a
No.
spider climbing up my drain than these jokers. Still, their inability to do, well, anything is certainly one to keep you chuckling.
Other than the poison in their wrists.
Yeah, that was from his review. I remember that.
Number 2,
I watched Chris Stuckman's review, and he actually
Mark
pointed out.
Wahlberg from The Happening.
Oh.
Yeah, we can't act like we can know what
That
was
wide
going on
angle- I
behind
swear to
the
God, that-
scenes
those
to give
wide
us
angle
this
lens shots
performance,
with
but
him,
we
with
can say for
Shyamalan
sure that it is
are
one of the
almost
funniest
suffocating.
Yeah, they're
things.
Like I
uncomfortable.
can almost
Look, I
smell
don't know if you guys
Wahlberg's
have heard
must
about this
just
article
sitting
in the New
here.
York Times about honeybees vanishing.
A lot of actors in Shyamalan films are known for being misdirected and turning in terrible performances because of it, but easily the
just talked
most
about that.
entertaining is Wahlberg. If you somehow combined
What?
a lost
No.
toddler with a lost dog and made it obsessed with science for some reason, this is what it would act like.
I was in a pharmacy a while ago. There was a really good-looking pharmacist behind the counter.
At first you
Oh.
think, maybe
Oh
it's
my
because he's
gosh.
a teacher. I mean,
That's
a lot
horrible.
of times teachers
I
have to talk in an
know.
exaggerated tone, even to high school. But as the film keeps going, you realize this is his whole performance.
Toxin? Just going to talk in a very positive manner.
It's
Talking to
so
a plant.
funny to see this actor
Oh, God,
who
I
is
can
So
associated
uncomfortable.
with being
Here,
a
good
pretty
God, man.
talented badass just act so intriguingly lost. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing, he just knows he's throwing his all into this misguided direction. And let's face it, it's spectacular. It's not like he's hurting for any future roles or good performances, but
No.
it is nice to know that no matter what, nothing will ever be as enjoyably worse as this one.
What? No.
I just had an
And the
aneurysm.
number
I'm
one
gonna die.
funniest M.
Oh my
Night
God.
Shyamalan moment is
Ah.
the entirety of Lady in the Okay, so everyone
That was a weird
likes
movie.
to say that The Happening is the best, so bad it's good Shyamalan movie. Well, to
Yeah.
them I say, did you even see Lady in the Water?
I was so excited about
While I
it, and
admit
then I was
The
so
Happening is
disappointed.
more consistently funny, the choices made in Lady in the Water are so dumb, so desperate, so perfectly insane that it's amazing. It's spectacular. It's unbelievable. This isn't something where you feel like a lot of people came together to make a film. This just feels like a lot of people were following the orders of a complete mental case. Total insanity, complete Looney Tunes. Anything that would make a dramatic, interesting story is replaced with absolute craziness. It's mad ramblings of the best kind. It's You know what? I can't do it justice here. I need to do an entire review of it. Yeah, I know you hate these to be continuous and everything, but I'm sorry, there's no way this film can be summed up in just a #1 spot. It needs to be looked at in great detail to appreciate how friggin' hilarious it is. Even if you've seen it before and you didn't think it was as funny as The Happening, you need to see it with me. Please, I'll love the company. I'll show you the sheer lunacy and brilliance of this masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
So, stay tuned next week as I look over what I consider the funniest Shyamalan movie ever made. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and I can't wait! No! Oh, wait for it!
Cypher Rage. Damn it, didn't work. Okay.
Lady in the Water was strange.
Okay. I'll tell you all this. I've never seen it. I've never seen Lady
I've seen
in the
it
Water.
once. I need to rewatch it.
I saw it once a long time
I
ago.
need to rewatch it.
Well, okay. I was actually in an acting troupe, Trail of the Lonesome Pine, when this came out. We actually went and saw Dead Man's Chest together, and this came out around the same time, and I was just like, I want to go with y'all and watch this. I mean, and then my mom told me I couldn't. I was just like, oh, okay. I come home and I asked them, how was the movie? Was it good? And they're like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, no.
It was a giant trailer for the second.
No, not Dead Man's Chest. I went and saw Dead Man's Chest. They're talking about Lady in the Water.
I mean, overall, I enjoyed parts of it. I enjoyed the fact that, like, basically, I'm just going to tell you this. He was inspired to make this movie because he wrote a fairy tale for his children.
Yeah.
He wrote a fairy tale storybook for his kids, and that inspired Lady in the Water, where it's basically kind of like fairy tale come to life in the real world. And then it's very similar to Signs. Not really The Happening, but you know, like Signs, and a little bit like Sixth Sense, where there's the moment of clarity where you remember what everybody has said the entire time, or a specific character's habits.
Yeah.
Help them fight the bad
Unbreakable
thing.
as well. Unbreakable had that as well.
Exactly, where you go, oh, well, that's the reason that this is this. You know what I mean? Where you go, oh, well.
Yeah, that's that colossal twist
Bruce Willis.
that he
Oh
loves.
my goodness, Bruce Willis. Oh, like he's dead and one. Or Bruce Willis. His weakness is water, and that's why he hates this, and that's why.
Samuel
but
L.
he's
Jackson
super strong.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he'd do all that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, there's that moment there, but as far as like the ideas in it, they're kind of over the top and ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like overall, it could have been a cool concept.
Could have.
I know. I enjoy movies like that though, and I enjoy a lot of M. Night movies.
Well,
because
actually
I understand what to expect when I go in. You know what I mean?
Well, I actually had an idea a long time ago for a fantasy movie brought to life. It actually involved two brothers. Their mother died, and they never knew their father. And they heard there's actually this labyrinth that they have at Virginia Highlands. If you walk the path without stepping on, if you walk the red path, which is it's this long, complicated maze of things that you have to walk on, and if you don't miss a step, and you make it to the centerpiece, and you make a wish, it'll happen. And I thought, and actually I wrote this as part of a, because they played this music we had this music appreciation class, and we heard this piece of music, and I wrote that out as we were listening to the music, and at first I was just like, okay, she's probably going to review them. She's like, after she was done reviewing them and everything, she's like, all right, I'm impressed with most of these. I'm impressed with most of these. Most of you did really good. I actually have one selected here that I wish to read for everyone to show expression, or to because I was really impressed with the expression from it, and it was mine.
Nice.
And I was just like, and what it was these two brothers. The youngest one heard about this and immediately ran to it, and he completed the labyrinth without missing a step, made a wish, and the floor piece where you finally step on, it falls through, and he falls in with it. And right as the older brother gets there, he sees his younger brother fall in, and he tries to rush over, but then the labyrinth piece comes back up, and he's like, what did he wish for? What? And he remembers that him and his brother always wished for the exact same thing. So he walks the labyrinth as well, does it, and makes the same wish, and he falls in as well, and he sees the world around him change, like the earth shatters and gives way to something else, and he's looking up, and pretty soon the tunnel flips, and pretty soon instead of falling down, he's falling up, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. He reaches for it, and then I was like, and that was it. And she read it, and she was just like, that was tremendous. And I was just like, made me feel good. I was just like, oh man, that's awesome. And then she didn't say who it was. She's like, all of you, how does that make all of you feel? And then one guy was just like, I feel stupid. I'm like, what? I'm like, and she's like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, I didn't write anything like that. And I was just like, damn it, now I feel bad.
Why? You did a good job.
Well,
I know at the time, but still.
Yeah, at the time I felt bad because I didn't want to feel like I was. That's one thing about me, guys. I never want to feel like I'm better than anybody. I want everybody to have fun with me.
Yeah, it's true, but at the same time, if you know that you have talents, I mean, that's kind of like for example, I've been in situations where I've known that maybe I'm a better photographer than someone else.
Yeah.
But if I know that I'm better at a job than someone else because of the talents and what I've studied in school.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to feel bad because someone else has not studied and is not as good at my job as
fair
me.
enough, yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's things I'm good at, and there's things that I've studied to learn how to do. I'm not going to feel bad if someone I mean, I might feel bad if they put in the exact same amount of work and they really want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then they are just really bad and there's no helping them. But
well and then
you can't help that you have talent, you know?
No, not at all. Actually, Marie Bridgeforth posted something on Facebook I think is very relative to that. It was this person. He's like, okay, I have my business and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pay someone to design an emblem for me and everything. Yes. And the artist comes in and draws it out in about 30 seconds, yes. And shows it to him. And the designer, and he's like, all right, that'll be this much. And he's like, and the business guy is like, why should I pay you so much money? Yep. Because it only took you 30 seconds. He's like, and the artist is just like, because I went to art school and for the last 4 years to be able to do it that quickly.
Exactly.
I mean,
don't feel bad because of the talents and the effort you've put into something just because somebody else can't do the same thing. That's not fair.
Yeah, it's not.
And think about it. I mean, if everybody could do what you did, then everybody's YouTube channels would be as successful as yours is becoming. So,
well,
I don't feel bad.
Well, that's the thing. There's a really great quote from Thomas Sowell that I'm just gonna butcher, but it's something about that. Kind of the great lie is that we say that everyone's created equal, and that's not really true. No one's really equal. I mean, everyone's different, and it's a good thing. And he says that even the same man isn't equal to himself on any given day.
That's just true.
I mean,
that's good.
There's some days that you will just suck it up, and then there's some days you will be a rock star.
Yeah,
it's
very true.
Rock on.
Some days I stay in bed and watch Netflix all day, and some days I get my to-do list done.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Mostly my thing is I have at least 1 to 2 days where I just buckle down and I edit all the videos and I get them done and I put them on a release schedule so that way I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. And then it's just like, okay, what else can I do? And half the time it's just like, I just want to lay back and just let the day pass.
I'm like that. Dwayne, on Wednesdays, sometimes there's a Wednesday and I'm like, okay, I have this video and I know that I need to edit it to release it for Video Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I am so tired and I've got 3 other places that I have to be today. I just and so sometimes I just don't get it done.
Dwayne Allman actually he said that Dwayne Allman, the great guitarist from Allman Brothers and Muscle Shoals, He said that he was actually staying at Muscle Shoals, like living there and everything. And Rick Hall would try and wake him up to like record and everything, and he'd just be like, "Man, the stars and everything are just not aligned, man. I'm not feeling it today." And he'd just roll over and go back to sleep. And Rick got pissed at him one day. He's like, "Man, they're in my studio sleeping all the time." And I mean, honestly, what do I do? He's like, "What about the other days when he plays?" He's like, "Well, he's a god when he plays, man, but I need him today." He's like, "Trust me, man. When he's on, let him roll, and he'll make $1 billion."
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Dwayne Allman was a god, but he died so young.
You see that a lot in like creative personalities because it's really hard for them to keep a like 9 to 5 schedule and produce like more analytical minded person.
That's true.
It's so true.
And a lot of times that 9 to 5 thing is pretty soul crushing for creative minded individuals.
That's why I like, because my mom and I, we have this thing where, I mean, like, she gets it to a point, I think.
Yeah.
But I think my dad kind of gets it a little bit more, where it's almost like she keeps saying, you know, well, you could do this if you worked full time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, but there's so many other things that I want to do. And I'm seeing a lot of my friends that are creative in a lot of what they do, like me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would be consistently miserable.
And they gave up pursuing what they wanted to pursue to do a full-time office job, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
And they hate it, and they're never going to live up to their potential. And I'm kind of going, well, but look what I do with all of this time that I have working part-time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can do
You
this.
No.
do that.
You know what I mean? Like,
you come here and you record with us.
I can come here and record with you guys and talk about bigger projects that we can do.
Yeah.
And like help people with ideas and
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean that's part of the game. I mean, I love doing that. I love collaborating.
Yep.
And I love pretty much being my own boss. I mean, that's how I want this to feel with all of us. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm domineering over Micah or Ben or any.
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to come here when they're comfortable. When they can't, it's fine. I mean, honestly, because they can come here if they want. It's their choice. I'm not forcing them. I'm not threatening to cut them out or anything. Yeah. I mean, heck, one day I wish to have enough to where I can pay you all like a steady $50,000 a year salary and everything. give you like $6,000 a month to do whatever the hell you wanted with, and honestly, just do that. I mean, I'd be happy with $60,000 a year, just living off that. You know, I'd buy myself a house and pay pay for utilities and everything else. But outside of that, for me, I like to live meager. I like to live meagerly. I mean, I don't want like big expensive cars or anything like. I mean, honestly, give me my Kia Soul paid off and I'm good. Give me my Kia Soul paid off, tune it up every 3 to 6 months. I'm cool, man. That's all I want out of life. And I see all these people go out. Like I see Floyd Mayweather go out and buy Bugattis that he's only going to drive once and then he's going to give it away to somebody. And I'm just like, dude, why? And I know because he's just going to say, because money, man, because money. That's all. And I'm like, money's not life. Yeah. Living is life. And you're not living. You are making everybody, you're trying to make everybody jealous of you. That's it. It's just a constant competition with him. And I don't get it. Maybe it's because maybe it's because I'm not a competitive fighter. I don't know. Maybe it's just something bred into him. I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely encouraged in those camps.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just me. I just want to be happy and have fun. I mean, that's all this has always been about.
Yeah.
It's like people trying to start drama and everything, and I know that some channels can get big really quickly off of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to get big quickly off drama. I want to get big off of the work that is done from our backs. I mean, I want our hard work to show.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't associate with those Van Burens.
There you go. Video Wednesday reference. There you go.
Oh, man. I have no idea how long we've been going, but I think it's a long time.
39 minutes.
39 minutes. Yeah, that's extreme. All right. Okay. So this has been Top 11 Funniest Moments by Channel Awesome. Go check them out. Original link will be in the description. Also in the description are other related content, and also this lady right here. Channel That Filthy Casual, Miss Wyndham Rice. Go give her some love. And hopefully you're not sick of us after a 40-minute video talking about, everything.
Everything under the sun
in life.
We're off topic is our topic.
It's right, exactly. So hopefully we will see you all very soon.